Welcome back to the TGI channel. Today we're working on part 2 of the ramper build, the pull-out deck. Let's get started. Welcome back, guys. So here we are today back in the shop. We're going to be starting the pull-out deck slash sleeping platform for the ramper project. So today we're going to start with the bottom part of the pull-out deck. I was looking around and I could have bought these really cool pull-out slides that are like take 300-400 pounds. And built a deck using that. However, throughout this project I'm trying not to drill any extra holes in the Ram Charger because I don't like drilling holes in my classic truck. So I've come up with a different system that I'm going to build, and I'll keep you guys along as we do it. So what we're going to do today is we're going to use the CNC machine to put in these roller bearings. So I've already got the program loaded up into the CNC. So we're going to start drilling all the holes. There's 40 of them. And this is a 4 foot wide by 5 foot long deck, which is pretty much the body of the truck. And yeah, we'll see how this works out. Let's get on it. Okay, here we go. We'll get the dust collection on. Oops, forgot to put those on. Okay, let's have a look here. All right. Well, looks like it did exactly what I asked it to do. Well, wonders never cease. Okay, so we have one little thing we got to do here. These little roller bearings have a rounded shoulder on the inside, so I'm going to have to take my router and just do a 1/8 or 1/16 bullnose in there just so this will sit down. But other than that, this looks like this will be the ticket. So what I've done is I've got a couple extra holes. This is the back of the deck. This is the front towards the driver's seats. So I've got some extra ones in the back here so that when the overland kitchen that we're going to build for this unit is going to sit on the back. And I wanted a little extra support for it because it's going to be, 200-300 pounds. So rattling down the road, I just want a little extra support. So I will chase all these holes with a router, and then that's now ready to go to the next phase of things, building the metal runners for this thing. So let's carry on. Okay, let's get this router going. Welcome back, everyone. Saturday, so I'm back in the cabinet shop because no staff around. I get a chance to work on these projects by myself. So today we're going to try and finish up our pull-out bed project for the ramper. When we switched away from doing a rooftop tent, for obvious reasons, we decided that somehow we could create extra space in the truck to house our overland kitchen we're going to build, as well as a place to sleep. Now there is two of us and a dog, and it's not a small dog. So it's been a bit of a challenge, but I think we've managed to come up with a way of dealing with it. So what we've got here is we finished drilling our main component on the CNC, and this will house all the little roller bearings, and to that then we're going to have another bed that goes on top of this that will actually slide in and slide out. The point here is that when the hatch is up on the ram charger, we'll be able to slide this thing out 3 feet. That's going to house the kitchen. So when it's extended, we're going to have 9 feet from the kitchen to the back seats of the truck, front seats of the truck. So that, in theory, gives us about 6 feet to sleep. Thankfully, I'm vertically challenged, so that's adequate. So we're going to try and finish this up today. We've got to install some flat bar along the front edge, underside, because we're going to utilize the original bolt holes that held the back seat in to attach this, so we're not drilling any additional holes in the truck. And then we're going to set up our pull-out platform, because I've got to weld another piece of angle iron on the top to create like a U-channel to trap the upper slide out from popping up when we pull it out. So let's carry on with that. Okay, so we're over here on our hydraulic lifted assembly bench, and we're looking at the pull-out deck for our ramper project. This is the underside, so we've laminated the plywood so that the bearings have more harder surface to run on and don't end up eventually running grooves into the plywood. Now we've trapped that with 1 inch by 1 inch by 1/8 angle iron on the bottom and the sides to help with the load carrying capacity when it's extended out past the truck itself. So we're going to flip this thing over and get it positioned into the bed and figure out what our clearances need to be for welding on the last piece of angle iron to make it a functioning unit. So let's get started with that. All right, so we got all the roller bearings now installed. I did put extra bearings at the back side of this just because the overland kitchen that we're going to build, once it's loaded with all the equipment, it's going to be fairly heavy, so I wanted some additional support over that area when it's all collapsed and in the truck and we're driving down the road. And yeah, so right, so now we're ready to start the next one. We're going to get the pull-out piece, set it into place, figure out our heights, and weld on the other angle iron, and see how it works. Let's get at it. So here's the style of roller bearing that we've gone with. It's like a 15/16 diameter, 24 millimeters, and about 3/8 of an inch of height. So, and we designed them so that they're just a nice snug press-in fit, and that way should we ever need to replace one, it's not hard to get out and put a new one in. Right, so here we have the top deck piece now sitting on the bottom piece. As you can see, really rolls nice and smooth. So now, what we're going to do is take our other piece of angle iron, and we're going to set this down, and we're going to weld it up and over. So that's going to capture this metal edge, which is protruding about an eighth of an inch above the plywood surface, so that it'll be this part that's running on the underside of the angle iron, not the wood. So hopefully longevity isn't an issue, or at least it's better than if it was running on wood. Okay, into the fab shop. Let's get some welding done.